I think I'm live now, right? Am I? Yes, I'm live now. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the greatest live show of all time. This is the second stream today. And, hello, Fem, and congratulations on being the first person in chat saying, I'm a raging homosexual. I agree, you absolutely are. Indeed. With that being said, I hope you're doing well. Hello, Rex, congratulations on being the second person in chat saying gay. I am quite homosexual. Hello, Raiden Chaotic. Hello, Random Animator. Hello, Nathan. Hello, Anon420 Serial. Gay, indeed. I'm Pan, real. Hello, Nathan, saying Mamiyos. Way to call yourself out as a bottom. What's up, wifey? Hello. I'm gay and trans. I agree, the Ghost of Lyrics. You are absolutely correct. Hello, Batal Crafter. Welcome back. Hello, Random Animator. I just say gay too much? Yeah, fair. Is it gay to be gay? Not if the socks are on and the balls aren't touching. Then it's like basically straight and stuff. Yeah. That's right. That's how that works. I think. You already said my name? Look, I have a good memory. All right? Don't you dare question my memory, my remembering things abilities. You said it twice and I feel honored. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. You better feel honored. Or else I'm gonna be like super duper angry and stuff. Yeah. That's right. You trying to be like, you know, do some gay stuff that isn't technically gay anymore? Well, I mean, I don't know. What is classified as technically gay? You know, that's the real question. Who knows? Triangle? I agree. Dude, we haven't triangle posted in a while. Chat, should we start triangle posting again? I think maybe we should. The devil shivers when Femyoz loses her temper? That's true. I'm very scary when I do. But yeah, I think we need to start triangle posting again. Pray to the flying spaghetti monster? I agree. I agree. Yes, we gotta be triangle posting. Hell yeah. Dude, it's been a while. It's been a while since we've triangle posted. We're actually triangle maxing right now. How do I triangle? Good question. Good question. Sometimes, yeah, maybe. Fair enough. Anyways. I think I did it wrong. That's not an equilateral triangle or an isosceles... Or, no, it's that's a right triangle. You know, technically it is a triangle, though. So, I mean, it kind of works. But yeah. No, me personally, I love triangle posting. It's one of my favorite things. Alright. Dude, me when all three angles are congruent. Dude. That's literally me when the triangle is equilateral and has three congruent angles and stuff. And like all three sides are congruent. Sorry I dropped my bag of Doritos? Hell yeah. I didn't know Doritos were white. Dude. Are you ethnically cleansing your Doritos? I see. I see. That's some crazy work. What can I say? Habos Babos? I honestly don't know what that means, but thank you for sharing. Very cool. Dude, we really do be out here triangle posting for real. Whitewashed Doritos? Yeah, we're whitewashing Doritos. It's messed up. Can you believe this, chat? Can you believe that they're whitewashing Doritos? Beep beep lettuce? I agree. I think mine are upside down. Maybe yours are the only ones that are upside right. Who knows? Yeah, that's the real question. Are they upside down or upside right? Now, I haven't done a segment in a while, alright? But I found this video from this older guy. And it's only 3 minutes long. And it's titled, If You're Trans, They Are Coming After You. And it's such a good video that rather than criticizing it like I normally do for the content we watch, I'm just gonna, you know, most likely agree with them the whole time. I've already watched it. You can see because I smashed the like button. So, we're gonna watch it.
If you're trans, they're coming after you.
This is true, by the way. Spitting straight facts right off the bat.
Not if you're a trans woman. If you're a man that transitioned into a woman, they're coming after you. If you're trans, they're coming after you.
This is a good point, by the way. Like, a lot of people forget that, like, oh yeah, like, it's not just trans women that get targeted. Like, you think they're just gonna leave trans men alone. Oh, trans women bad, but like trans men, oh, we're totally cool with that. No. Now, they have distinct ways of targeting trans women and trans men, right? With trans men, they get infantilized. Oh, this poor girl didn't understand what she was doing. And then with trans women, it's like, these AGP freaks are just trying to get into the women's bathroom to prey on women, right? Like, people often look at the fact that trans women are demonized, but people forget that trans men are infantilized, which is probably just as bad.
Hello! If you think that most, if not all, anti-trans legislation in the US right now is being targeted towards trans women, you're blatantly wrong.
So if you see here, the caption is, trans men with top surgery can now be charged as sex offenders in Idaho.
Ignore my stutter. There was a bill passed in Idaho recently that makes it illegal for trans men with top surgery to go topless in public.
Which is crazy, by the way. Like, can trans women, like, go shirtless? Like, if I've been on estrogen for 5 years, let's say, and I've gotten breast aug, right? Like, am I allowed to go outside topless? Just like, am I allowed to be a part of the free the nipple movement? Like, can I do that? Or, oh, let me guess, I would get charged for public indecency. But if you're a trans guy, I guess they don't apply the same standard. Like, it's just, like, look, the fact of the matter is, people that hate trans people will just make up shit as they go along, right? There's no consistent standard, right? They would obviously view a trans woman showing off her chest as a sex offender, right? They'd view it that way. But if it's a trans man that's gotten top surgery, they also view it as a sex offender because they think that we're all evil and disgusting, right? There's no nuance there. There's no understanding their own hypocrisy. They're not self-aware. Transphobes are literally just frothing at the mouth-breathing retards, right? We have to keep that in mind. Transphobes aren't really people.
Areas, considering it public indecency. Public indecency can put you on the sex offender registry list, by the way. They're making trans men sex offenders.
If you're trans, they're coming after you.
Also, I gotta love that, you know, despite the fact that, like, you know, this is very clearly, you know, an older cis guy, right? Like, he still cares. He still cares about, like, other people, even if he's not directly affected by it. And I wish more people were like this man.
Hang on. Just so we're clear about what we're talking about.
I think a trans woman flashed her male, quote-unquote, chest at the White House and got banned. Yeah, exactly. There's a double standard. Like, dude, if this guy right here, you see these men right here, apparently if they go to the fucking beach shirtless in a swimsuit, this man right here would be charged as a sex offender. Like, it's fucking bullshit.
Idaho is saying this person walking around at the beach without a shirt on would be considered indecent exposure and thus subject this person to be part of the sex registry. Yes.
Which is fucking crazy, by the way. Like, again, this is just more evidence that conservatives don't care about facts or logic. It's all delusion. They just hate trans people. They just want us to suffer. Just keep that in mind.
Sex offender registry list. Because this person was born a female. If this person went to the beach like this, they would get arrested for indecent exposure. If this person went to the beach without a shirt on, they would be arrested for indecent exposure because this person was born a woman. If this person went to the beach without a shirt on...
Like, I'm sorry, like, you cannot tell me that this man right here going to the beach in a swimsuit would be a sex offender if he's not covering his top. But again, conservatives don't care that goes against the common sense that they proclaim to have. You know, they say that they have common sense, but common sense tells you that, no, there's actually nothing wrong There's nothing wrong with somebody that looks like this going to the beach without their fucking shirt on. That's ridiculous. That's fucking stupid. And we all know it's stupid. I don't even have to make an argument. It's just common sense. But conservatives don't care about common sense when it's inconvenient for their argument.
They would be charged with indecent exposure and be put on a sex offender registry list because they were born a woman. I can show you images for days of people that if you saw them on the beach without a shirt on, you wouldn't think twice about them.
Yeah, exactly. But apparently it's indecent exposure because of your XX chromosomes or something. WTF is this double standard? Bro, this is stupid as hell. That's my point. Transphobia has never been rational. It's never come from it's never come from a place of actual, genuine concern. It's never just, oh, we're just asking questions. That's what they framed it as for a while. And now that fascism is on the rise, now that it's more socially acceptable to outright despise trans people for no logical reason and to be a frothing at the mouth retard, we now see that, oh, it was never about women it was never about trans women in sports. It was never about protecting the kids. It's about entirely erasing the existence of trans people.
But any of them, topless in public, would be considered indecent exposure because they were born a woman. If you're trans, they're coming after you. And the fucked up part about it is the same fucking people that passed that, I'd bet money, couldn't identify any one of those fucking people as having been born a woman if they...
No, literally. Like, transphobes will say, we can always tell. But the answer is, no, you can't. Like, you just can't. Like, I'm sorry. Like, there have been many instances in which I've, like, fun fact, one of the funniest things to do is just look up an image of a shirtless man on Google Images. Like a muscular shirtless man. And then show it to a TERF being like, does he look like a woman to you? And then they'll say, yes, I can tell that they're a biological female because of how narrow their shoulders are. And it's just like a regular cis dude. Like, it doesn't matter. These people aren't rational.
They walked up to him on the street on a hot summer day at a festival in town, and they had their shirt off, and they were just walking along with their friends and no shirt. I bet not one fucking person that voted to pass that would see that person and go, that's a woman that's topless. Oddly enough, these are the same people that want all of the people I just showed you to use the women's restroom.
Yeah, which is absolutely batshit. Like, sorry, if there's a trans man with a dude and massive muscles, like, and a deep-ass voice, you're telling me you want them in the women's restroom. See, here's the thing. They only talk about trans women in the context of bathrooms or whatever, because it doesn't make any fucking sense to have trans men going into the women's restroom. Obviously, that's fucking insane, right? So they avoid talking about that obvious logical ramification of their position because it destroys their entire argument in of itself. But, you know, as long as they can pass legislation that fucks every trans person over, not just trans women, they will take any opportunity that they can, right? In this case, they're actually ignoring the fact that they wouldn't allow a trans woman to, I don't know, show her HRT titties on the beach. Like, if it's the case that a trans man shouldn't be allowed to go shirtless on the beach because they're a biological female or whatever the fuck, then surely it would be okay for a trans woman who's been on HRT and had breast augmentation surgery to be shirtless on the beach. But they don't hold that standard. So this is one of the few cases in which they will only mention trans guys and not trans women. Because our existence destroys their argument.
Yeah, wrap your fucking head around that one. Because they're also the same people that say if they saw that person walking into a woman's restroom behind their child, they'd fucking kill them.
It's literally a lose-lose when it comes to being a trans person. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. They're gonna target us no matter what. Yeah, I've been saying this shit for over 2 years now, I've been saying that this is going to be the outcome of where things are headed politically. And nobody fucking listened. Nobody was paying attention. People were like, oh, Femyoz, you're crazy. That's not going to happen. People are fine with trans people. People don't care if you're trans. You know, just don't allow trans women to participate in women's sports. And you should at least have to be 18 to transition, right? And that was the shit that they were saying at the time. But it was so fucking obvious as to where it was headed. And now we're at that point. We're at the point that I predicted would happen. And guess what? Nobody is able to, nobody on the right is able to reflect and think, isn't it weird how I have moved to the right along with the Overton window and how my position is more right-leaning than it was 2 years ago? And like how, I don't know, the media has changed the position? You know, isn't that interesting? No, instead of doing any self-reflection, they just sort of ignore that fact, ignore the fact that people like me have been right for years, and just continue being irrational fucktards. You a politician streamer? Sometimes. Psychic Yos? Look, you don't have to be psychic to tell. Like, you do not have to be psychic to make the most obvious predictions imaginable. All you have to do is vaguely pay attention to politics and have some sort of intuition for it. And it's very obvious where shit is headed. I guess the only good thing, the silver lining here is that I am able to predict that at some point, the pendulum might swing back at some point in the somewhat near future. Like, I mean, within like maybe a few years, maybe a little bit more than that, I can foresee the pendulum swinging back and swinging back fucking hard. Okay? But we can't just do nothing and expect that to happen. We have to make that happen. We as individual people have to make the pendulum swing in the opposite direction as hard as fucking possible, which would be the most ideal scenario, right? I also recorded that. So that's going to be a video. Let's go. I'm going to start uploading stream segments. I think anyone should be able to be anyone they want to be. I agree. But yeah, that should be like a good 10-minute video, you know. I'm going to start uploading. And it's going to be stream segment slop 10. I think. Yeah. Can y'all stop hating their gorge? Thank you. Thank you. We should all move to an island and make it the outcast land. Yeah. Easier said than done. Are you autistic? Very. You can be whatever you want, just don't bring me into it. What the fuck does that mean? Don't bring me into it. Into what? Exactly. Why be trans? Well, in order to maximize human happiness, of course. Yeah, no, it's weird. People like Xander think that the world revolves around them. But double tap to smash like to boost me in the algorithm, of course. Autismistic, as my bestie would say. Hell yeah. They don't understand, that's why they hate. I think it goes beyond just not understanding. Like, I think that it's like I think for whatever reason, they feel the need to, like, project all of their negative emotions onto other people. And, like, for them, trans people are like a scapegoat for everything bad that happens. Right? Like, we are society's scapegoat right now. You're the one changing centuries? Really? How am I doing that? Trans people have existed for more than centuries. Exactly. Imagine being on the sex offender registry just because you took your shirt off. It's crazy that charge could literally make your life a living hell. It could ruin your life. Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, but if a trans guy has gotten top surgery, like they have a flat chest and they're a dude and they're very clearly a dude. It's fucking crazy. Are you religious? No. Anyways. We had trans women in the first society ever known, by the way. That's true. Because you're demanding respect instead of earning it? Explain how that's the case. Demanding respect in what way? Explain that one to me, please. What respect do I demand that other people wouldn't? Please. Like respecting the fact that I exist? Well, that seems like a given. Pretty sure everyone wants that. Like, doesn't everyone deserve some level of respect? Or is it like only cis people deserve respect? Like transphobic people are all like, quote, you could be anything you want, and then beat the crap out of a trans. Yeah, true. You do not exist? Dude, I'm a figment of your imagination, chat. Respect is earned. So I have to, like, earn my preferred pronouns being used? Why the fuck don't cis people have to earn that? Explain that one. Like, well, why do I have to earn preferred pronouns, but you don't? That doesn't make any sense. Seems like a double standard. Anyways. Why don't you just love and fuck anyone you want? I do. Why is changing your appearance important? In order to minimize gender dysphoria. But what are you talking about? You are a slave to your own delusions. Inshallah, I will pray for you. Damn, that's crazy. Isn't your prophet Muhammad literally a pedophile? Like, I don't want to hear it from you. Dog, you worship a pedo. Anyways. Like, actually, you haven't earned basic human rights yet? Like, oh, okay. I earned my pronouns slaughtering the rule of skibbity. That's true. What happened to love thy neighbor? I don't think that these people ever believe in that. I'm gonna be so real. I heard Jesus was a homo who liked dick. That's true. Wow, now we are attacking religion. Yeah? Problem? I thought lefties worshipped Islam. Dog, do you think that I just, like, conform to a position because it's aesthetically leftist? No, I make fun of religion. Fucking get over it. Actually get over yourself. What? You don't, like, conform to every aesthetically left-leaning position ever? No, I don't. I think religion kind of sucks, not gonna lie. I think that individual religious people are cool, depending on the person. Some of them suck. But I am somebody that despises religious institutions. And, I'm not unwilling to, make fun of somebody's religion. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, if someone's, like, I don't know, attacking trans people for existing. Like, sorry, I'm allowed to make fun of your religion. Anyways. What's wrong with you, bro? Making fun of religion is the same thing as making fun of dirty trans people. Well, clearly you don't seem to think so. You seem to think it's better to actually make fun of, innocent trans people for existing rather than making fun of religious institutions. But anyways. Bro, get out. You don't have to believe in Jesus. But don't talk down like that. People are big believers like me, so stop. Oh, okay. So, it's okay to, like, you know, talk shit about me and who I am as a person. But as soon as I do it back, strictly off limits, folks. That's not allowed. You know, it's okay when they say that I'm a disgusting freak for being transgender. That's acceptable. But me daring to say that Jesus has a foot fetish, that's crossing a line, bucko. Like, goddamn, the double standards are crazy. Actually wild double standards. Anyways. Did you shave your pits? No, I just naturally have zero armpit hair. Yes, of course I did. That's such a cool camera. Is it following your face? You better believe it is. Anyways, I'm gonna give Jesus a paw job. Hell yeah, dude. Jesus is my favorite furry. Anyways. How big is it? Yo, crazy question. Love your hair, by the way. Thank you, Rose. I appreciate that. I want to pull your hair. Okay, Not everyone is a religious asshole. That's true. That's true. Anyways. It literally boils down. Oh, sorry. It literally boils down to people don't want to play pretend with you. Play pretend how exactly? What exactly would you be pretending? Explain that one to me. Make it make sense. Anyways. Look, I'm a follower of Christ. Saying things about Jesus is a whole lot different. Stupid, you're mocking Jesus. Oh no, I'm mocking Jesus. Fucking boo-hoo. Cry about it. Dude, I rage bait for a part-time living. What are you gonna do? You gonna fucking bitch and cry because I made fun of Jesus for having a foot fetish? Well, Jesus died. R.I.P. bozo. Stay dead, loser. L. Skill issue. Bro died and stayed dead. Hey, thank you, Obama Ashmore, for the $5. You beautiful fucking bastard saying, I'm religious, and as long as you're a good person, I don't give a fuck what you do about your life. I don't give a fuck what you do with your life. I think it's odd, but it's none of my business. See, and that's an example of a good religious person. You know, we need more people like that. Anyways. She thinks she's gonna live forever. No, I never said that, nor do I think that. What are you talking about? Like what? Stop saying bad words. Chat, I'm gonna say... Should I say the N-word, chat? Chicken jockey? True. Anyways. Would you make in front of Jesus Christ and God? Make what? What the fuck are you saying? Was that supposed to be an English sentence? You're a terrible person, dude. I'm literally transgender Hitler, chat. I'm literally evil. Literally evil, chat. See, my shit does better in the algorithm when I'm like rage baiting. It works every time. But people don't care. People are like, I'm very angry. How dare you make fun of Jesus for having a foot fetish? Like, sorry, he just like seems very infatuated with people's feet. True. Yeah, exactly. Like, chat's going crazy. No one really cares. Then why are people freaking out? Like, why have people in my chat been freaking out that I said that Jesus has a foot fetish? Anyways, I am going to tickle you. Yo, let's go. Dude, chat's moving fast as fuck. I'm gonna give LD Venus moderator. You know? So we don't have enough mods. Alright? We don't have enough mods. Alright? Congratulations. That's how you get mod. Jesus has a me fetish? True. And Dark Reaper, you get moderator as well. Only ban people if they're like shit. Right? Like they're like hateful or whatever, I mean, I guess. Or if they're like, I don't know, spamming. Right? Shut the fuck up. Dude, your voice is annoying. Oh no. My voice is annoying. No! What will I do? Sounds good? Hell yeah. Anyways, indeed. Can you say the hard R so I can report you? Yeah. Yeah, you'll just have to wait for it, okay? Do you guys realize you're giving her engagement points? No, they don't realize. They don't seem to take notice of that. Anyways. What's wrong with your voice? Dude, this is the voice of Jesus after he sucks dick. Alright? That's what I'm doing an impression of, don't worry. I respect you, but I don't respect the idea you have. That's very vague. What idea specifically? The idea that I'm allowed to be myself? Anyways. Furry ass emo? Dog, I'm not even wearing the cat ears and you're calling me a furry. Dude, there's no escaping. L rage bait? No, it's W rage bait. I'm getting 400 concurrence. What do you mean? When did you turn trans? Like 2 years ago? Though to be fair, I've always been trans. I just didn't realize it for a while. Yeah, dude. 404 watching Holy Smokes indeed. You sound like you just finished sucking cock. Why? Cause I was, you know, Jesus was inside me, alright? That's all I'm gonna say. Alright? Anyways. Hey, do you have any animals? Yeah, I have, like, the Jesus freaks in chat, who are basically animals. Yeah. You suck? Oh, yeah? Well, you swallow. That's right. Double tap to smash like. I hope for your sake you're a lesbian. I am a lesbian. Touched by God? Dude, God literally raped me. Can you believe that? No. Dude, I can feel Jesus inside of me right now. He's literally coming inside of me. Could you believe that? Jesus groomed me into being transgender. But yeah, Jesus is my favorite Zer pronoun warrior. You are cute. Thank you. Don't mock God. Dude, it's not my fault, dude. Z is grooming me into being transgender. Can you believe that Jesus would do that? God is a lesbian, changed my mind. That's true. I don't need to change your mind because you're factually correct. Rapios, that's true. Let's see. No, you choose to be trans, not Jesus. No. Jesus made me trans, okay? Z made me trans. Can you believe that? Because Jesus' Zer self is a transgender. All right? Anyways. I just came in and I'm dying. You're funny, girl? Hell yeah. Good luck with your pursuit for trans equality and anti-Christianity. Thank you. Do an Indian accent. I'm a trans mask. Why, hello. God made me trans just the way I was meant to be. True. Z made me transgender as well. Bet you cry yourself to sleep every night. No, I'm very happy. All right. I can feel Jesus inside of me. He is coming inside of me. He's inside of me right now. All right. I'm actually sitting on his lap right now. All right. Me and Jesus have had so much gay sex. Don't you know? But yeah, this is blasphemy. No. It's gay sex with Jesus. I love having gay sex with Jesus. Dude, me and Jesus be having all of the best gay sex. I'd let Jesus hit if he was here. Sorry, Z, don't misgender Zer. Jesus is a Zer pronoun warrior. That's right. Shout out to Palestine. I agree. Anyways, you're sick, get help. You used the wrong your. Yes, I love gay sex with Jesus. Gay sex with Jesus, yes. Chat, do you guys want to summon Satan together? What do you guys think? Chat, should we do it? Should we summon Satan? What do you guys think? Ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka. Hold on, I need this to summon Satan, okay? Ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka. Laka 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 ding! Laka 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 ding! Laka 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 ding! Ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka. Ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka. Laka 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 ding! Laka 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 ding! Laka 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 ding! Alright, we summoned Satan, chat. Let's go. Fuck yeah. Women don't act like this. Well, I do. We just summoned Satan, chat. Satan is inside of you all. He's in your very soul, chat. Anyways, I'm gonna drink some water. That's the face I make when I suck Jesus' dick. That's right. How dare you mock Jesus? Lol, cry about it. Anyways, you're ignorant as fuck. Your people are insane. Hold on, what do you mean by you people, huh? Could you show us videos of people speaking in tongues for our amusement? Nah, not right now, but thank you for the 5. Very much appreciated. Thank you, Daddy and a Caddy, for the 2, saying this is an elaborate call for help. You're seen and heard. That's so true. Well, shit, now I'm just jealous of Jesus. I mean, yeah, I would be jealous too. Jesus is inside of me. You know, he's coming inside of us all, all right? I can feel the holy cum in my ass, all right? Don't mock God! You will have consequences, chat! Oh no, I'm gonna face severe consequence! No! I'm so scared! Do the spinny? Oh, I bet. Will do. Alright, this is a spinny for Satan! Hail Satan! Yeah! Pew! W Satan. Alright? Dude, I love Satan. He's my favorite. Dude, let there become, I agree. 1 in chat if you love Satan. 2 in chat if you're gay for Jesus. That's right. OMG, you look so cute. Thank you, random animator. Anyways. You like it up the ass? Specifically from Jesus. I love gay sex with Jesus. Dude, we've got a lot of 1s and 2s. We got people that are gay for Jesus, and we got people that love Satan. Satan x Jesus propaganda? True, I ship them. I ship them so hard, dude. Dude, the Jesus x Satan ship goes so fucking hard. Alright? That's the only ship that I'm willing to worship. Jesus is so hot. Dude, Jesus is my ABDL queen, all right? That's right. I bet nobody even knows what that is. Satan's the top, Jesus is the bottom. Absolutely. Dude, Jesus is gonna be worshiping Satan's feet. Are you on drugs? Yes, I'm actually fentanyl maxing, just like the Lord and Savior George Floyd. ABDL is goated, put your diaper on. True. Jesus was actually wearing a diaper. Because he was like an ABDL. Or he was an adult baby diaper lover. Chat, did you know that Jesus was a foot fetishist and an adult baby diaper lover? That's right, everybody. Can you believe that? Anyways, how's Piker Girl 420? She's doing alright. Are your parents proud of you? Yes, very. Dude, ABDL Jesus, let's go. We love ABDL Jesus. Yay! Jesus was also a furry. Alright? Dude, Jesus loves yiffing. Is Jesus into age play? Absolutely. Stop making fun of Jesus! There are two genders, bitch! Oh, wow, you really own me in the free marketplace of ideas. Jesus is proud of what Z likes, and I'm proud of Zem. Yo, me too, me too. Jesus was not a furry. Yes, Z was. I don't know what you're talking about. Z was obviously a furry. Phenomenal rage bait. I don't know what you mean. I'm just spitting facts. Yeah, Jesus was a diaper fur. We all know this. All right, Jesus was a baby fur, just like Elon Musk. But yeah, anyways. Dude, furry Jesus is crazy. Thank you, Sir Magnetarium, for the 199 saying, man, I want to nail Jesus. Dude, me too. Chat, should I nail Jesus to my bed frame or the cross? What do you think is better? I'm thinking to my bed. I'm gonna absolutely nail Jesus to my bed. That's right. Anyways, you're going to hell, quote. Joke's on you. I've already been there, and Satan is gay for Jesus. That's true. Satan and Jesus are gay for each other, especially Jesus. Jesus is the most homosexual of them all. You know, he's one of them Sorry, I'm accidentally misgendered, sir. Z is one of them homosexuals. You're not special. You're a narcissist, a loser, and this is the only way you can get attention. Dude, bro is so angry that I said that Jesus has a diaper fetish. Bro is angry. Bro is raging. Bro is seething. Oh no. Anyways, misgendering does not exist. So you agree that when I say Zer, when I use Zer pronouns for Jesus, you agree that I'm correctly gendering Zer. Beat up, never. I'm preaching the word of God, which is that Jesus is a Zer ABDL warrior with a massive foot fetish, diaper fetish, and is a furry. That's right. Thank you for the additional 2, Sir Magnetarium, saying they really like their Sky Daddy. That's true. That's true. I wonder if they, I mean, these people all have daddy kinks. Like, let's be real, all right? Like, they need a Sky Daddy because that's what they're into. But yeah. Oh, what a good way to end stream. What a good way to end stream. I'm thinking I'm going to end stream before the numbers die off because, you know, you always get that spike in the algorithm and then it goes down a little bit. But, I see you have a future in being a worthless bottom feeder. Well, I am a bottom, but I'm not really into feederism. I know that Jesus was into feederism. You know, he had a fat fetish, but you know, he was just like pyrocynical in that regard. You know? Dude, why are why are these so delayed? I swear, I turned off the delay. Oh. There we go. Apparently I didn't. Alright, that should fix it. I don't know why that shit was so delayed. Alright, that should fix it. Let's see. I can't go to hell because I'm all out of vacation days. That's true. Dude, me and the boys on our way to Hell, Michigan. Hey, thank you, Sir Magnetarium, for the 199. Saying, he did feed a lot of people. That's true. Maybe, yeah, he definitely had a feeder kink. Like, he was very much into feederism. Or, sorry, Z. Jesus uses Zer. I am hell? No, I am hell. Anyways. Femi, can you say ne repeatedly? Nah, I'm too lazy. Too fucking lazy. Anyways. If you're straight and you become trans, are you gay now? Yes, I am gay. Indeed. I'm one of them homosexuals, actually. I'm one of them homosexuals. Repent? Why don't you repent to this dick? That's right. That's what I thought. Anyways, nailing him to the cross was just bondage play. True. All right? Jesus was a Zer BDSM warrior. All right? I think I can accept the Jesus inside me. True. He's coming inside of my ass right now. I love when Jesus comes inside of my ass. Jesus came on the cross. That's true. Jesus was splooging his holy cum everywhere because he was just so into BDSM, specifically the masochism aspect, as well as the bondage aspect. I mean, come on. Femyoz, you're so funny. Why, thank you. Hey, thank you, Gilksy, for the $5, you beautiful fucking bastard. Saying, for a bottom, you're really outspoken. I'm not a bottom, but thank you. I will do a Skirt Go Spinny for the 5. All right? This spinny is for Satan. Yes, I love Satan. W Satan. Yeah, that's right. We love Satan over here on the Femyoz YouTube channel. Make a new subject? I guess we could do that. You're so pretty, by the way. Thank you. No, don't crucify me. Smug face. Yeah, for sure. Cute. Why, thank you. We love Satan in this household? Yeah. Dude, can we get some W Satan in chat? Let's go. Show your muscles. You're so buff. I think you're just a bottom or something. But yeah. Hey, thank you, Sir Magnetarium, for the 5, saying he looks weak in the knees on the cross. Definitely coming. I agree. He is absolutely coming in his pants when he's on the cross. I hate Satan. And cry about it. W Satan. Satan is king. Could we get some W Satan and Satan is king in chat? All right. W Satan. W Lucifer. We love Satan. This is a pro-Satan YouTube channel. All right. You guys are just disrespecting my religion, which is Satanism. That's right. Bro, I gotta go to bed soon, but like, dude. Yes, Satan is king. Satan is king. Let's see. Satan is a lonely but no. Satan has people like me. Come on. All right. Me and Satan and Jesus had a gay threesome. I gotta go to bed too. Satan for the win. I agree. Satan is Lord. I agree. You're so right. You are the worst person, dude. I'm literally worse than Adolf Hitler. You really pissing me off. Oh no, I've pissed Olivia off. I've struck a nerve. Oh no. Gosh darn it, I hate when that happens. Yeah, Satan for the win, I suppose. Yes, indeed, indeed. Satan wins. Satan mogs the Jesus freaks. Got rid of a few spammers? Hell yeah. YouTube is tempting me right now? Tempting you to what? But yeah, anyways. Dude. Jesus sucks. Satan better. Anyways. Look at the fools giving this garbage money. Social media trash. Dude, make sure to donate money. Make sure to donate money. So that just to, out of nothing but sheer spite against liberalism is cancer. Who's getting angry that people are donating. Make sure to donate more to spite the Jesus freaks. All right? Donate if you want to spite these fucking losers. That's right. Your face looks so squishy. Why, thank you. Satan never said to any woman a dog, but Jesus did. That's racist. Dude. Jesus wasn't racist. Z was a woke activist with neo-pronouns. Anyways. I hope you rot in hell, fuckwart. Dude, fuckwart. I haven't heard that. I've heard fuckwad. Fuckwart? Hey, thank you, Glixie, for the $10. You beautiful fucking bastard, saying, donate how much money? As much as you want, of course. No pressure. But the more the better. The more the better. The more money you donate to me, the angrier the Jesus freaks will get. Yo, it worked. It worked. Thank you, Sir Magnetarium, for the 5, saying God kicked out Satan with a third of the spirits because he disagreed. What loving father does that? Because he disagreed. Exactly. What loving father does that? I couldn't agree more. Jesus loves you. No, Satan loves me. I love Satan. Anyways. Hi, Mommy Femyoz. Hello, Exostar. Dude. Anyways. Anyways, Jesus is a BDSM top daddy. No. Jesus is a bottom. All right, Jesus is submissive. Thank you, Glixie, for the additional 1. Exorcism, so real. You know the one who breaks Jesus' rules. I think breaking rules is based. Rules are meant to be broken. All right? That's why I have all the gay sex in the world. All right? I love Satan. I love Satan. No, I'm actually laughing to how fucked up you are. I just wanted to know what you are. You to know what you are, a narcissist, and you're a burden on society, and you will probably get 86'd and make it look like an accident. Dude, ho's mad. Ho's mad. Yeah, Satan is a daddy dom. Jesus is a bottom. We all know this to be the case. Fucker can't even read. Well, I'm sorry, but when people write incoherent nonsense, it's, makes me more illiterate over time, okay? What was Jesus' persona, do you think? I don't know. What's the most degenerate persona, chat? Whatever the most degenerate one is the one that Jesus had. You know, Jesus was into some freaky shit. You know? What can I say? Jesus was a woke, furry bottom for Satan. That's true. Jesus was a protogen for real. Ferret. He was a maid fox. True, Jesus was a maid fox. I see it. Jesus had a lamb persona. Okay, I could see that. That's in theme. He was a pigeon. Dude, I'm thinking maid fox. Maid fox. Thank you, Jade. You are so right. Satan is a bottom? Nah. I could see Satan being a switch, but he's definitely a top for Jesus. Jesus had mad pipe. Yeah, maid fox fits so well. This rage bait? No. You should take everything I say very seriously. Anyways. This is very much rage bait. No. I'm being serious, okay? Jesus was a submissive bottom Z-zer pronoun warrior. Alright? Z was a woke transgender activist, okay? Z said, let the estrogen be bestowed upon you, fellow transgenders. Yeah. Anyways, you need God in your life? What do you mean? Jesus is already inside of me. He's coming in me right now. I can feel the holy cum in my ass. Sit down, you make others nauseous? Dog, I'm already sitting down. What do you mean? What do you want me to do? Sit down again? I'm already sitting in my chair. What the fuck do you mean, sit down? I am. God damn. I'm watching this next to my Christian conservative parents. Based. Don't let Jesus leak out of you. Don't worry. He's got the holy butt plug inside of me. That's right. Slay? Hell yeah. Bro, Jesus is better than you. He better than the devil. Nope. The devil better. W Satan. Alright, W Satan. L Jesus. Yeah, I'm literally sitting on Jesus' dick right now. I'm using my dick warming techniques. He loves it. Though I will say, Jesus' dick is kind of small. You know, I can like barely feel it. The hypocrisy is wild. Where am I being a hypocrite? I'm so confused. The stupidity is rich with this trash. Okay, well, why is it working? Well, clearly, I have some idea as to what I'm doing. I don't know, I'm just saying. No, I actually don't know what I'm doing. What I do know is that it's very funny to make people like you angry. When did you transition? Like 2 years ago? Z is usually caged. That's true. Jesus wears chastity cages. But yeah. No, Jesus was into the forced feminization shit. Alright? Z loved that shit. Anyways. Yo, you making me mad. Angry emoji, angry emoji, angry emoji. Thank you, Jesus supporter. Anyways, you need help? Don't worry. Jesus is always helping me come. Alright? I'm always coming to the side of Jesus, alright? Yo, just thinking about Jesus made me come in my pants just now, actually. You know? Just thinking about him on the cross, you know, it just really gets my noggin jogging, if you know what I'm saying. Alright? Why are you mocking Jesus? What do you mean? I would never mock Jesus. That'd be crazy. Anyways. Please turn to Christianity. I am not trying to be offensive to your religion. And God and Jesus cast Satan out of heaven because he was trying to be more powerful than the Almighty God. I don't know. I think that God is a bottom. Anyways. He bottomed for a cummy sins? Exactly. Let's see. Who is saying that shit? Saying what shit? I was reading a chat message. Jesus can pin me to the cross anytime? Oh, come on. We all know Jesus is a bottom. Anyways. You are the most down-to-earth person I know. Let's go. It's not Jesus freaks. It's normies that know you have the intelligence of a rock. Dude, I'm sorry, but like, nah, you're spurging. Like, I'm sorry. Liberalism is cancer. You are so raped. All right? One in chat, if liberalism is cancer, is totally raped. All right? One in chat if he's raped. I think, dude, he's totally raped. He's been raped. He's been raped by Jesus. Dude, totally raped. Hell yeah, dude. Look at all the people saying you're raped. Dude, everyone thinks you're raped. How does it feel? Yes, URR, dude, ultimate rape review. Snow White and the 7 rapes? Hell yeah, dude. Dude, liberalism is cancer, getting raped so hard right now. All joking aside, stay strong, girly. More power to ya. You can handle these morons? Hell yeah. Jesus doesn't rape, he loves. What's the difference? I'm sorry, I had to. He's non-consensually making love, don't you know? It's love, but it's unconditional, it's non-consensual. Dude, Jesus, the ultimate rapist. The lion, the witch, and the rapist. I think you can believe whatever you want, but please don't mock Jesus. Hi, baby girl. Advice for trans teen. Really hoping to find a life partner as a lesbian. I don't know. I'm not good at advice. I'm, like, good at making people angry. Not good at advice. Are you on drugs? Yes! I'm doing fentanyl right now. I am, in fact, George Floyd maxing at the moment. Yes, cloudy with a chance of rape. Anyways. Let's see. Femyoz. He puts in the tough love. Oh, he puts the tough in tough love. Yes, of course. Someone can't accept reality. Well, I think the people that can't accept reality are the people that deny Jesus' pronouns, which are Z/Zer. You look cis-passing, you look amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Toothless Erotica. Very much appreciate it. This seems like quite the fun time. I mean, how could you not have fun making fun of Jesus freaks? Please tell me the joke, I have autism. The joke is the Jesus freaks taking shit seriously. Insensitive trans-tard. Oh no! What am I gonna do, chat? I'm an insensitive trans-tard. What will I do without this person's approval? Oh man. I'm really gonna change my perspective. Raping Nemo? Dude, that's crazy. If you were born with an outie, you are a man! Get over it! Wait, if you have an outie belly button? So, like, people with any belly buttons. What if somebody has, like a belly button that's, like, kind of like both? Like, what if it's, like, kind of, like, in between? Like, you can't really tell if it's an innie or an outie. Let's see. You are valid. Also, the Bible says Jesus was hung, so clearly not small. Nah. Jesus had a small dick. It's okay. All right? Z was our transgender goddess, all right? That's right. Let's see. Dude, people like Elegant Melody are just, like, anti-fun. Report her! Dude, dog, you're just anti-fun. You hate fun! This is what I mean. Jesus freaks are anti-fun. Alright? Right-wingers hate fun. Alright? Now, I personally love fun. I love fun. Alright? Because I think fun is good. Can I stroke my shit to this? Go for it. It's fun now to joke about rape survivors. Dog, I'm sorry, but you're just the joke police. Yes, you're anti-fun. I make fucked up jokes. Who cares? Cry about it. You're just too sensitive. Fucking whine, bitch and whine. Oh no, your sense of humor is too edgy. Dude, what happened to conservatives being the ones that are like, dude, the left can't take a joke. They get offended at everything. And it's like, and then you look at reality, like you turn on your brain and then you realize like, oh shit, no. It's the right wingers that don't have a sense of humor that get offended by everything. I love blasphemy. Me too. Me too. It's hilarious how religion bothers you, dude. This is like such a weird cope. You're trying to Uno reverse it so hard, but it doesn't work. You can't Uno reverse your way out of this. Like, I'm making fun of you. People are getting mad at me. Oh, yeah, dude. I just have such a seething hatred for religion. That's why I'm saying that Jesus used Zer pronouns. It definitely does if you acknowledge it. Well, huh? Well, you just acknowledged me by chatting. So that means that, like, I'm really bothering you by your own logic. I think you're projecting. Hey, thank you, Sir Magnetarium, for the additional 5, saying, I want to go to hell. All the fun people are going to be in... all the fun people are going to be there. Heaven seems lame. True. Unironically true. All the fucking boring people be going to heaven. Jesus was a woke, gay, bottom liberal activist with a Miku binder and a Maid Fox persona. True. X-gens get really triggered and scream rage bait. True. Dude, it's not rage bait. I'm just spitting facts. But yeah. Dude, me when I rape Jesus. Dude, Jesus died on the cross, stayed dead. Rip bozo. Rip bozo. He died and stayed dead. I raped his dead body as a necrophile. W necrophilia. W raping Jesus. Let's go. I'll see you in hell. Hell yeah. Do you have a soulmate? Yes. Zer name is Jesus Christ. And Z is a transgender warrior. Jesus died for Satan. That's true. Gotta love being a hypocrite. What's the hypocrisy? What's the hypocrisy? Yeah, Jesus had a 2-inch PP. You're going to hell. Yeah, no, for real. Transgender crusader. Why did you retract the message? If Jesus went by Z, Zem, what did Satan go by? Satan goes by he, him. Make sure to respect his pronouns. Alright? Anyways. I believe in Jesus, but I'm not mad at you. See, we've got the one person who could take a fucking joke. Thank you, Crispy759, for being the only Christian that knows how to take a fucking joke. I swear to God. Everyone else is too sensitive. Jesus goes by he, him. Nope, Z goes by Zer. Anyways. Beauty and the rape? True. Anyways. You are bestiality? Well, yeah, Jesus is a dog, and I raped Jesus. Femi's still live, OMG. Yeah, Severed understand. Dude, Severed is like, yeah, y'all need to take a joke. Sane is transgender? True. The rape and the furious? True. Dude, Jesus comes fast like the furious. Don't you know? Bro, shut the hell up. It's not funny. Chat, it's not funny. This is serious. This is blasphemy. You can't say that about Jesus. Jesus died for our sins. Damn. How's PP girl? She be doing well. Anyways, despicable rape? Hell yeah. Let's see. I last 2 seconds in bed. That's longer than Jesus. Longer than Jesus. Jesus only lasts 1 second. Jesus didn't come fast. He took 3 days, SMH. That's true. That's true. He came as... No. He came fast. You just didn't realize it. He did the thing where he, like, had to, like, nut 10 times in a row in order for it to seem like he can last in bed. That's his strat. Like, he came, like, at least 50 times while on the cross. You know? Unless God has a Y chromosome, Jesus is a trans man. True. Very true. Sexualizing Jesus is crazy, but Z was a sax addict. What do you mean? Z was literally a BDSM connoisseur. Yes, Biden Christ, son of Jesus Christ. We love Biden Christ. Also, why the fuck did people vote for Trump? Because they're retarded. Thank you for the 2 saying, from Sir Magnetarium saying, after he came, he passed out for 3 days. True. He came so hard that he was just passed out. But the orgasm was so good that it resurrected him from the dead. And now he's constantly experiencing BDSM in heaven. Let's see. Anyways, what's the most feminine voice you can do? This one. This is my femme voice. And this is my mask voice, of course. This is what I sound like when I'm boy moding. And this is me girl moding. Anyways, butt plugs and vibrators. Oh yeah, dude, you just know that Jesus had a vibrating butt plug in his ass when he was on the cross, right? Because they're retarded, said this creature. You say with the wrong there. It's trying hard to troll, but only looks foolish. Oh no. I look foolish till liberalism is cancer. Wait, didn't my entire chat agree that you were totally raped? Yes, the passion of the rape. Let's go. Jesus has a cross-shaped vibrator. True. Yes, W Satan indeed. W Satan indeed. Let's see. Just want to let you know I watched your stream for a while now. You have freedom of speech and I respect your opinion. And I hope you respect mine. Jesus loves you. Yeah, see, like, here's the thing. We've got good people like that. Or like that person who's just like, yeah, just chilling. You know what I mean? Like, most of the Christians that show up are just, like, extremely low IQ. The rape locker. Black Hawk rape. Dude. Rape Tua. Dude, that was not funny. Dude, Hawk Tua. Cock Tua. Gok Tua. Dude, Jesus said Gok Tua. Let there be trans women for girl cock. Alright? Girl dick. Come on. Anyways, Gok and Degaulle torture. Anyways. So you were a guy a long time ago or something? Kind of. Rape Unchained? Dude. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Rape. Anyways. Hey, thank you, Matau Crafter, for the 5, saying, the real question is, could God create a Gok too big for him to take? Yes, I think so. I think that's what he's into. Jesus loves you. Jesus loves this dick. Jesus loves this girl dick. Femyoz, love your authenticity? Hell yeah. This is a disgrace. Oh no, it's a disgrace. Oh no, a disgrace. Ah. Anyways, Planet of the Raped? Hell yeah. Planet of the Raped. Let's go. Star Wars Episode 3. The Revenge of the Rape. Sorry, Rape of the Sith. Star Wars Episode 5. Sorry, no. Rape Wars Episode 5. The Empire Rapes Back. Star Wars Episode 6. Return of the Rape. Star Wars Episode 4. A New Rape. Star Wars Episode 1. The Phantom Rapist. Star Wars Episode 2. The Rape of the Clones. Anyways. I respect your opinion, and yes, some of the things you say are wild, but yes, you have freedom of speech, and it's not affecting anyone physically, so I hope you have a good night. You too, Salami. Coming from a Christian. See, we've got good Christians that take like, people like Salami over here actually know how to take a joke. So you can be Christian and take a joke. You know? Indiana Jones and the Temple of Rape. Dude. Anyways. Let's see. We enjoy people like Salami? Hell yeah. I'm a Muslim and this is kinda gay. Starship Rapers. Schrodinger's Rapes. Hell yeah. Anyways. Hail Satan. I agree. What is your obsession with rape? Ah, well you see, I'm actually a rape utilitarian. It's like utilitarianism, but where the utility function is rape, which ought to be maximized. That's right. Femboys are angels of God? True. Anyways. I love Gok. Me too. Oh, man. What sex are you originally? The sex that I had with your mom. That's right. Touch some sun? Nah, bro. I'm a vampire. Dude. Guardian of Rape? Let's go. OMG. This is all my fears in one. Dude, I know. I'm just so scary. Dude. We love Gok. God had a Gok? True. He still has a Gok. I mean, sorry, Z still has a Gok. Time to Gok block. Dude, my favorite part of the Bible is when God said, let there be Gok. That's my favorite part. Rape before Christmas? Aw, hell yeah. Gok and Degaulle torture? Let's go! Anyways. That's Chud Logic's fave too. Hell yeah. Let's go. Dude, no. Chud Logic doesn't just say Gok. He says sheenus. Fucking sheenus. Dude, I think that Jesus had sheenus. Jesus was very much into sheenus, okay? Z loved the Gok. Z loved the sheenus, alright? We all know what Jesus was into. Angels are having fun with God? Aw, hell yeah. I am rape. Hell yeah. Dude. Luke Skywalker to Darth Vader be like, he told me enough. He told me you killed my rapist. No, I am your rapist. No, that's impossible. Yeah. Search your feelings. You know it to be true. Yeah, Luke Skyraper. Hell yeah. Anyways. Rape jokes are not against TOS. You need some God. If they were, then Chud Logic and Nicholas Diorio would have been terminated ages ago. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, Nick Diorio is way bigger than me, and, like, he has a series called Ultimate Rape Review. So, like, I think I'll be fine. Anyways. Femyoz, Girl You is Wild? Anyways. Siths are the heroes? Anyways. Where are you on the spectrum? All the way. That's right. Dude, it's not against TOS. Are you rage baiting the professional rage baiter? Orange you glad? Is that what's going on here? Femi does Fent before streams. Open your eyes, sheeple. That's true. I'm George Floyd maxing. A zero value person. It does nothing but troll online for handouts. I'll fucking cry about it. You're still here. You're still watching. What are you doing? You've been here for like 30 minutes. You've been here for half an hour. Talking about how worthless you are. You're so worthless. You don't provide anything. And you're still here. Oh my god. She does Adderall lol. Well, what about fentanyl? I love fentanyl. Rapist of Oz? Aw, hell yeah. Anakin performed what Trumpies think abortion is on the younglings? Dude, yeah, he was just doing post-birth abortions. Which I am, of course, in support of. French chasers be like, this show is le gawk. Yeah. Helping the algorithm. Let's go. Fuck yeah. The Wizard of Gawk? Fuck yeah. George Floyd maxing? Fuck yeah. Anyways. This is honestly fascinating because, like, what is the goal with your stream? To get attention and money, obviously. Wait, what is the goal of streaming? I like money and I like attention. In case you didn't realize. You know? I get stimulants subscribed to me and I'm still a certified sped girly gawk. Fuck yeah. Not stopping till I get my good night back, not gonna lie. Good night, dead person. I'm sorry. I know what you mean, it's your life. You can say whatever you want, it's your own life, so people shouldn't be mad about it. YOLO twin, just be safe and have a good night. You too, good night. Good night, dead person. Hashtag non-binary for president. Do you have a disability? No, I have a disability, which is the opposite of a disability. I'm like super able, right? How to rape a dragon? Yo, that's crazy. Anyways, orgy in the hashtag orgy in the White House? Fuck yeah. Hashtag me for president. I'd vote for you. What's a gawk? It means girl cock. That's right. Never read the word psychotherapist with a cadence that you'd read a Sonic the Hedgehog character's name? Worst mistake of my life. Psycho the rapist. Let's go. Anyways. Donald Trump. He's my goat and so is Obama. Dude. I think you need help. Like, people say that I need help, but, I think that you've been raped. You're totally raped. Alright? And, yeah, that's what I have to say on the matter. Anyways, I like being dead. Yo, me too. It's a trans woman's parts pre-surgery. Sonic the Rape Hog. Aw, yeah. Donald Trump pussy. Dude, has anybody noticed how his neck looks like a vagina? Like, yeah, he literally has, like, a neckussy. Anyways. Yo, should I transition? I'm really scared because it seems like a big decision. It's the only one I want to make, but it seems like a scary thought. Well, if you want to make it, fucking do it. Just do what you want. You know what I mean? Gocknold Trump. Aw, yeah. Fuck yeah. Rape Stellar. Dude. Anyways. L. Biden, he's white. That's true. That's true. Femi has this rare disability called being too valid and real pilled. That's true. Dude. If being cool was illegal, then I'd be a criminal. Not because I'm cool, but because I shot my wife. That's right. Thank you so much. May the rape be with you. May the rape be with you too, Glixie. Fuck yeah. I respect your opinion, your ideals, and that you have freedom of speech like everyone else, but I do not agree with you making fun of anyone's religion. Like, I am Christian and I respect your religion. Well, I don't have a religion. I'm an atheist. Look, I make jokes about everything, alright? Like, I'm sorry, but like, if somebody makes, like... If someone makes fun of Reddit atheists, right? If someone is like a Christian and they make fun of atheism or whatever, like, they're more power to them. I don't give a fuck. As long as they're funny. Right? Femi has LDD, little dick disorder. Shut the fuck up, okay? My dick is massive. And you know what else is massive? Alright, dude. I better see people saying low taper fade, or else my joke doesn't land. Alright? Bro, I'm a Muslim, but this is kind of weird. Not gonna lie, it's less weird than your prophet raping a child. So, take that for what you will. Low taper fade. Fuck yeah! Low taper fade. Femyoz, do you piss with the local Russian femboys? Yes. We add our piss collectively to the piss drawer. You need Jesus? Don't worry, Jesus is inside of me right now. Femi has big agok disorder? True. I joined at the wrong time. You joined at the right time. Anyways. Nothing is sacred. Laugh away, be happy. That's what I be saying. That's what I be saying. Can I nut on you is crazy. Oh my god. You need to be saved. Anyways. Let's see. Save these nuts. Ooh, got him. Rapers list. Oh my god. Dude, people still going with the rape jokes. Do you have balls? Wouldn't you like to know? Is the voice forced? Not really anymore. Do you like being a leech to society? Yes, it's my favorite. Jesus is a cuck? True. Jesus, you know, did a very good job at cuckold representation. Can I goon to the stream? Only if you're gooning with a Jesus picture in front of you, okay? Make sure to come on the Bible, alright? I love leeches, they are so cute. Exactly. Exactly. Gawk and Gauls versus Sheenus and Shesticles. Dude, I love that. I love that. Dude, Sheenus and Shesticles is crazy. I should probably get going because my caregiver is telling me it's nap time. Oh my god, are you also... You're a little? I almost said also a little. That would be crazy. I would never admit to that. But I just like to say, I love you from this first stream, and I'll definitely be back. Goodbye, Trit. I hope you've enjoyed your stay. I hope you've enjoyed your stay. This has been a very chaotic stream. A lot of my streams are, like, more laid back than this. Oh my god. Princess Wand and Princess Orbs. No, god. That sounds like something Sabrina TW would say. Do you like disrespecting God? Dog, have you been paying attention? Yes. I've been doing it for an hour and 13 minutes now. Of course I do. That's been the entire stream. Actually, no, I think that, not the entire stream. I did like a segment before that. Anyways, gooning for Jesus, hell yeah. Dude, I'll goon all over the Trump edition Bible then? Hell yeah. Goon for Trump? Fuck yeah. I've been watching for 23 minutes and I'm loving it. Let's go! I am indeed a little, actually. Thank you for the good night. Night-night. Hell yeah. Dude, say, oh wait, I'm gonna... You know what? I'm just gonna vaguely allude to stuff, okay? It's Schrodinger's shitpost. So, like, you know, who knows if I'm a little... It could go either way. You never know. I am a little... I wish I had a caregiver. I get into the headspace sometimes, and I feel like I have no one to turn to during those times. It really do be like that. You know, not that I could relate. You know, I would never. That would be crazy. I would never. Anyways. What's one person you gooned to? Safe space, by the way. Hitler. That's right. Diaperios finally confirmed. No, it was a shitpost, okay? No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. Chaos gremlin activities. Dude, I'm the one rage baiting, okay? Do you think Trump would give a hand for the homies in the JO session? Yes. I love Trump, orange heart, and Obama, brown heart. Diaperios is crazy. Fuck yeah. Anyways. Guys, they doing what they like to do. Like, chill the fuck out sometimes. Yeah, people be getting mad. Is it gay to think you're hot? If you're a woman, yeah. If you're a guy, then no, it's not gay. Fellas, is it gay to want to fuck women? No, that's not gay. Racist McDonald's? Let's go. Anyways. Have you ever seen him dance? He's got the wrist motion down. Yo. Trump x Biden Omegaverse forever. I agree. T-Bob is our local margarita mixed drinking diaper boy. True. I love the rage bait. Let's go. Let's go. Liking women is gay. You know, you've got a fair point. It is, fellas, is it gay to like women? Yes. Anyways, if you're a girl and wanna fuck girls, that's gay, no argument. Well, I mean, yeah. Or technically. Scary rape. Anyways, Trump ex Mamala. Dude, you just know for a fact that Trump would be the bottom. I love Gawk and I love cock. Dude, me too. Mostly Gawk, though. Gawk is superior in my opinion. 101 rapists. Dude, you guys are still going. It's not even funny. Y'all are just like, y'all are like still going on with the rape joke. I want to lick that taint. Thank you for sharing, Oxymorod. Very cool. Love for Gawk and cock? True. Anyways. Putting a darker heart for Obama is actually insane. Yeah, the orange one for Trump. The orange one for Trump. The good, the bad, and the rape. Dude, you guys are insane. Mommy Femyoz, what's a dude, no, we're not doing... I like the hairstyle. Thank you, Samantha. Very much appreciated. Dude, why? Okay, and we have somebody... Okay, people talking about piss again. Dude, my chat is full of people talking about rape and piss. What does my channel come to? You guys are deranged. Gawkcraft, let's go. Dude, my chat consists, basically, exclusively at this point, of messages talking about piss, rape, and gawk. I can't. I can't do this anymore. Rape pisser. I found Jesus in a piss drawer. Dude, I knew it! I knew Jesus had a piss fetish. Dude, I can't do this. The Rapecraft movie. You guys are insane! What are we even talking about? I don't know! I don't know anymore. I want to go home. I want to go home. Dude. Let's see. The Gawk, the Princess Wad, and the Sheenus. I hate this! Pissed Christ is the highest level of art. Okay, that's true. Alright, I stand Pissed Christ. Imagine imagining. You know, ever thought of that one? I can't believe it took Stream a while to get rid of that rape video game. Oh, Steam a while. Oh, a week. Fuck, I'm illiterate. God damn, you guys have raped my brain. Okay, why are we talking about this? Can we talk about something else? One thing I like about Femyo's stream is her brilliant engagement with her insightful chat. Exactly. Now, this isn't brain rot. This is gonna maximize our IQ to the highest extent. Alright? Our collective IQ will increase. Don't you worry. The band Vile does Piss Fest. It's so much fun. Dude, what? Piss Fest is crazy. Rapius. Dude, yeah, this is brain rot. We have become the... Dude, I've become the very thing I swore to destroy, okay? It was said that you would destroy the brain rot, not join it. Bring balance to shorts. Not leave it in darkness. Anyways, piss wars? Hell yeah. Okay, alright. Dude, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. Imagining while you imagine the imagine. Imagining while you imagine the imagine. You know, imagine that. Oh, God. Gawk piss? Dude, I can't do this anymore. You guys are crazy. You guys are deranged. This is why I have a love-hate relationship with you all, alright? Drinking your own pee when you're thirsty will save your life in the desert. That's true. But why are we talking about drinking pee? How many imagines do we need? However many it takes for me to win, alright? And chat messages have a character limit, don't you know? Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a rubber room with rats. The rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. Also, thank you, GD Planet, for the $2.79. Canadian saying $2. Fuck yeah. I agree. Fire emoji, trans emoji. Let's go! Rape another day. Dude, this is drunk. I wish I was drunk right now. The worst part is that I'm sober. I have to do this sober. Clearly, you already crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room with rats. The rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. Alright. I read that as Twink Dollar. You know, that works too. It's basically the same thing. Chat. Also thank you, Sir Magnetarium, for the $4.99, saying it would be nice having a carpenter sub so he can make his own bondage devices. You know, I never thought about that, but thank you for the 5. But like the only reason for me to become a carpenter. Call that a subcontractor? Oh my. Let's see, back to the raping. I think not. Dude, apparently Hasan was detained.
I have some stories to tell you.
Dude, Hasan has some stories. Thank you, GD Planet, for the additional $2.79 Canadian. Twink Dollar. Fire emoji, trans emoji. Hell yeah. Dude, Hasan got detained by Customs and Border Patrol. I haven't seen this.
Holy moly. They're
holy fuckamoly.
Watching? Oh, the feds are watching? They're always watching. Feds are...
Dude, the feds are always watching. I couldn't possibly agree more. You're still streaming? Damn. Yeah, I should probably unstream.
Always like this, okay? Now we know for real. I have a lot of interesting stories to tell you.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's go.
Man, where do I begin? God.
Good question.
God damn. Yesterday, I did not actually broadcast for some interesting news. Once again, pre-watch Piker struck again. I remember I was...
No! Hasan, how dare you pre-watch getting detained by Customs and Border Patrol? This is fucked up.
I was joking about like what I foresaw happening, and I'm obviously going to talk about it. For those of you who don't know, I was detained by Customs and Border Patrol. I was tactically ascertained and engaged in a kinetic situation where
it's almost like the people that, you know, advocate in favor of things like ICE don't actually care about law and order, right? They're breaking the law. You know? Are you a Hasan fan? No, I'm not. But I also think that it's, you know, kind of fucked how the government is using immigration as a pretext to regulate opinions, as Randy S. puts so eloquently.
I was kinetically moved into a detention center inside of the O'Hare Airport, which I will tell you all about in a second. Oh, man. Didn't pass the ocular pat down. I believe it was before the ocular pat down. It's the flight manifest that they get ahead of time. They knew who I was, and they were ready to receive me, let's just say. And it wasn't a very warm welcome. So what's happening? What's happening in Chicago? What the was that? You know, this is only my second time coming back here. And the first time I was here for the DNC, got kicked out. Second time, I couldn't even enter the state almost. Definitely an interesting experience, let me tell you, okay? Our story begins at...
Like, I mean, keep in mind, like, there are gonna be some things that I disagree with Hasan on, right? I think he's a fucking idiot sometimes. But, like, I don't know, I feel like this is worth, you know, looking at. He's waiting to receive. You better believe he's waiting to receive.
Paris's premier international airport, Charles de Gaulle. Okay. Now, I'm somewhat of an experienced traveler, and usually, as an experienced traveler, I like to get to the Charles de Gaulle airport early because I know, no disrespect to France, I love the country, but Charles de Gaulle airport is one of the worst in Europe. It's a major.
You know, full disrespect to France, all right? French people aren't people, all right? That's my take on the matter.
But unfortunately, due to, I think, like a lack of interest from the managers of any.
Receive V, interesting experience. He was 100% screwing with TSA and customs. Oh, yeah.
These companies where they just refuse to hire additional people. And I feel.
Imagine receiving. Exactly. Receiving is like what bottoms do.
I feel like in France, you just have to always hire more people because everyone is doing work very slowly. Okay. It's just the pace that you have to adjust to. And therefore, you have to hire more people. There's always like work stoppages and stuff like that. And the unions are relatively powerful, but the corporate overlords will literally punish travelers instead of meeting the actual demands of labor unions there. So I've
It's almost like the corporate overlords are fucking evil.
been in a situation where I've been like stuck in France and stuff. Like I had to do crazy maneuvering to get out. So I knew that. And because I knew that, I was like, I'll go 3 hours early. It's something that I never do. Usually I'm actually very slow. But this time I was like, I'll go 3 hours early. And
Dude, I'm also very slow. You know, I have a tendency to lick windows.
everything will be fine. I was already worried that I was going to have issues coming into the country. I had joked about it already. So I was like, at least on the one side, like leaving the country of France will not be that big of a problem. And boy, was I wrong. Okay. Boy, was I wrong. So I hit the triple Monty. I had like a generational run.
I mean, to be fair, if you look even vaguely non-white, I mean, like, of course they're going to detain you. Because, like, you know, it's not like they actually have any consistent or real standards. It's just brown people bad. That's their mindset.
There was massive traffic going in. The when you actually drive into the airport, the person that's dropping you off has to get a ticket at the gate. The ticket actually didn't work. Like, so we were stuck in traffic with like other cars behind us.
Step bro. I'm stuck. Step bro, help me.
Like,
Sorry.
The driver had to get out and be like, and wave people away from the gate so that we could actually get to a gate that worked, all this stuff, right? And I'm like, oh, brother, here we go. I mean, I'm flying business, so like I have sky priority, so I'm thinking like, oh, at least I'll be able to get my luggage in on time. Barely made it to the check-in.
Hey, but Hasan is really white. He's Turkish, right?
Okay. There was already issues with the check-in. Once I got through the check-in, I got hit at every single step.
Isn't he like Schrodinger's race? Like he's either white or Turkish, depending on what's more
There's
convenient.
an automatic passport processor where you just kind of step into this room and then boop, doors open, you walk in, right? I wait in line. There's only one. None of the machines are working. Finally, I get to the machine that is working and the machine stops working. It just won't take my passport. It won't take my passport. I was like, oh, here we go. So I had to go to an actual officer to let me through so I could get in. Then I got stuck.
If he shaved, he would look so much better. True. Especially if he put on a maid outfit.
Behind classic old lady, okay? Old lady with a lot of bags, with a lot of fluids. So then like she's taking her fluids out and like doing all this stuff at the security.
Oh, I'd be taking all my fluids out. Every single one of them. Sorry, dude. What am I doing?
Gate.
Look, I don't know what commentary to add, so I'm just shitposting. Well, like, what the fuck am I meant to say? What exactly do I say?
I'm stuck behind this person. I already took
I'm sorry, dude. It was like the first thing that came to my mind,
all my
okay?
electronics and stuff. But of course, lo and behold, boom, I get stopped at security. After
Dude, he got stopped at the Diddy airport, okay? Dude, they had to take out all their baby oil. I've seen him in a maid outfit. Smash.
this old lady as well. The old lady with the bags of fluids, classic. She obviously was stopped. Okay, she had to get GSR swabbed, all this. And then, of course, I also got stopped, had to get GSR swabbed, all of this because I have electronics on me. And, you know, I stopped there. Generational 3-hour run at Charles de Gaulle.
Google it. All right, hold on. Give me a sec, dude. We gotta Google Hasan maid outfit. Hasan maid outfit. All right, let's see this shit. Aw, fuck yeah, let's go! Yo. That's crazy. Smash. But it would be better without the facial hair, but still smash. Alright, I'm sorry. Dude, I'm not a Hasan fan, but like... I mean, come on. Come on. Like... Obviously smash. Alright? Come on. Don't tell me you wouldn't smash. Alright, dude. Hasan Piker, 1 month on E. Let's go. Dude, we're gonna trans Hasan Piker. Alright? Dude, he's gonna... Dude. She's gonna transition from Hasan Piker to Hamas Piker. Let's go! Dude. Made by day, terrorist... Dude. Made by day, terrorist propagandist by night.
And then afterwards, I get into the flight and I'm like, all right, finally. The flight was actually fantastic. I slept the entire time.
I'm sorry, I do not... How do you sleep on an airplane? I don't understand. I've tried. Physically impossible.
Like a goddamn baby. Slept the entire time. Didn't even eat on the flight, which is crazy. There's never been a moment where...
Dude, Hasan is anorexia maxing.
It was like, what, an 8-hour to 9-hour flight, and I didn't even eat. I slept the entire time on the flight. Finally,
Dude, he's just like me for real, for real.
Get into the United States of America, and at which point I'm like, all right, let's do it. I got global entry. This is going to be my first ever global entry entrance. Hopefully, this will go smoothly, okay? First time ever getting into global entry. I got it after my...
Dude, hopefully this will go in smoothly. Only if you brought enough baby oil.
Brother yelled at me over...
Dude, you gotta lube up with the baby oil. And it'll go very smoothly. Don't you worry.
And over again, telling me you gotta get...
Dude, I'm sorry. It's the only thing I can think of to say. Like, what am I meant to say? Like, what serious commentary am I meant to give?
You gotta get global entry, whatever, right? I get to the global entry line, and they're processing everybody expeditiously. You walk up, boom, immediately they take your photo of your face, and you walk in, and there's a customs person there, cop there, just basically waves you, okay? And they do that over and over again.
Dude, I didn't know that pigs could wave.
Gets to me, take a photo, boom, walk in, instantly.
Dude, instantly oiling up for ICE. Let's go.
Customs and Border Patrol agent goes, step aside, sir. I was like, here we go. All right. She goes, step aside, sir. An agent will come and take you to another location. I was like, is that proper protocol? I was like, sometimes it happens. And I was like, okay. And I knew at that point, I was like, okay, I'm texting like family. I'm like, this is happening. I'm texting my manager. You know, I was basically I got Lolo on. I was like, listen, you know, I'm going in. All right. I'm freaking going in. Who knows
He's gonna make the airport into a slip and slide Diddy party? Oh, hell yeah.
how long this will take. Who knows what will happen. I had already heard like horror stories from people. There was like that one girl on TikTok that had talked about this. And I thought to myself, all right, it's done.
Dude, it's almost like Trump's policies negatively affect people who did nothing wrong. Gee golly, who would have guessed?
It's happening to me as well. It is what it is. You know, M is real high. I'm about to say M is real high multiple times to get these guys off my back. So I'm waiting in the corner. This Latina ICE agent comes up, picks me up, takes me to this detention center. I sit down, fluorescent light bulbs, the whole nine. Okay. They have benches in the back of O'Hare Airport where there's like a detention area.
Are the benches where people have gay sex?
Okay.
Is that where the Diddy party is? Is that where the lube is kept?
There's a detention area. I'm sitting there.
Don't sit on the bench. That's where the baby oil
like
goes.
A bunch of terrified families. Okay. There's an old lady in a wheelchair. There's like a mom and daughter behind me. There's some like random dude in...
Like, keep in mind, like, the whole purpose of ICE is to dehumanize... The whole purpose of ICE is literally to dehumanize people that aren't deemed worthy of moral consideration by the Trump administration.
In front of me. And the way it works is there's a...
Latina ICE agent, great combo, yeah.
Back door, right? And they take your passport, they go to the back door.
I guarantee you, that bitch is like, no, you don't understand. I'm one of the good ones. I hate immigrants too. Like, yeah, okay.
Or you don't know what the hell's going on in there. But they sometimes come out and they just say someone's name with their passport in their hand.
They sometimes come? Yo, that's crazy. Sorry.
And they go, you're clear to leave. Basically, when they bring you to the detention area, they, I guess, do some kind of surveillance on your background to figure out if you are going to get harassed even further or if this level of harassment is fine. Okay. And I asked and I looked around at all the passports that people had to see if there were other American citizens. And lo and behold, at least in the area that I was at, I was the only American citizen. There was a...
Wow, it's almost as if ICE cares more about causing harm to immigrants than it does about, I don't know, the well-being of American citizens. Again, it's just another example of America last, not America first.
Another guy that actually had an American passport as well, because I asked the terrified family.
This is like an infinite riff, and it's crazy. I mean, fair enough.
I was like, hey guys, if you don't mind me asking, like, do you guys have an American passport? They were like, no. So it turns out it's just they're terrifying the shit out of mostly non-American citizens, okay? But apparently they're also interested in trying to terrify American citizens as well. So they're just like coming in and out. They get this lady in a wheelchair out of...
Like the fact that you even have to like bring up the... Like to me, that's wild. Like you shouldn't have to even get to that point. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you know, the fact that people don't care that non-citizens are being fucking traumatized by ICE. The fact that the only way to get the general populace to even consider caring is, oh shit, this is an issue that can affect me, is very sad. right? Wow, XD, you're cute. Thank you. Yeah, play.
There, which I thought was so insane. Old lady in a wheelchair is in the ICE detention area, and they come out with their passport.
Oh, dude, I'm sure that the old lady in the wheelchair must be smuggling in fentanyl and stuff, because they're an illegal alien. Dude, she's actually not even in a real wheelchair. The wheels, the insides of the wheels are where she contains the fentanyl. That's where she stores it, actually.
And they're like, here, you can leave. Okay. So that's one thing, right? Like, I've had secondary searches and stuff done to me before. I've had the, I think it's called the quadruple S. Like, they put the...
Yeah, exactly. It's the last person you would expect. So they obviously must be guilty.
SSSS on your boarding pass.
Yeah, Trump is accepting white South Africans and nobody else. If you're a white South African, you're allowed to immigrate no matter what. But if you're a Mexican... Yeah, good luck crossing the border, bucko.
And you always get checked randomly when you get hit.
But don't you know anti-white racism is so bad? The poor white South Africans that colonized black people and ruined their lives. Oh God. It must be so horrible being a white victim.
Hit with that, like, that's happened to me a lot in the past. Like,
oh God, the horrors of anti-white racism, the most prevalent issue in America.
get GSR swabbed all the time. That stuff is normal. I've experienced that quite a bit. Okay, but this time I didn't even have the quadruple S on my boarding pass, so I was like, all right, it's probably fine. So I wait. Finally, this agent comes out, says Hasan.
Did y'all hear about Elon tweaking the Twitter AI to be obsessed with the white genocide in South Africa? Yes, I did hear about that. Like, people will just ask Grok something completely unrelated. Like, I don't know, when was the last Minecraft update? And it'll give like a date. And it'll be like, also, on the topic of white genocide, there's one happening in South Africa right now. Like, what? Yeah, Trump is fighting quote-unquote anti-Christianity bias in America. Dude.
Piker. I'm like, that's me. Coming with me. I'm like, oh, brother, here we go. They take me to this back room, okay? And the back room is not great. The back room...
I think he's accepting white South Africans because he cares more about white people. Maybe he really wants an ethno-state. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what these people want at the end of the day. Like, keep in mind that fascism doesn't just stop at, like, oh, I don't hate immigrants. I just think they need to be here legally, right? And by that, they mean doing nothing to make the process of legal immigration any easier, and just cracking down on people that just want to have better lives for their kids than what they had. A very noble thing to do, by the way. Wanting your kids to have a better life than you. Like, the reasonable thing. Oh, you're a criminal. You're a bad person for that, I guess. You don't deserve rights. Like, it doesn't, like, it's not just the dehumanization of illegals or whatever. It's the dehumanization of people that aren't white at the end of the day.
Room is designed in the most hostile way I've ever been inside of a room. The vibes are really back there. Everything is fluorescent light bulb, obviously. They had these 2 seats.
Dude, it feels like you're back in school. Dude, it's like you're back in high school when you're at the ICE detention center. Like, both are basically prison.
That were firmly planted into the ground, okay? They were complete metal. They were like tiny stools, very uncomfortable, with like braces on the side so you can handcuff someone to them, okay? And there was also a seat for like a lawyer. So I sat down on the lawyer seat on the corner to establish dominance because I've watched too many JCS.
Hell yeah, dude. Look, say what you will about Hasan, but that's fucking based, okay? All right, I gotta respect that. All right, maybe I'm warming up to Hasan a little bit.
Interrogation videos, and I knew I had to have command over the room. So I didn't sit in the cuck chair. Instead, I sat in the lawyer chair.
True. The cuck chair is for iDubbbz's wife, Anissa, who enjoys watching iDubbbz get fucked by Ethan Klein. Sorry, I stole Nicholas DiOrio's joke. All right? I stole his joke. It was too good not to, all right? It was too good not to. I'm sorry.
And we got to talking. And let me tell you,
to be fair, Ethan is also kind of spurgy.
folks, the TikTokers that talked about being detained, they were right. It was an insane situation. So it's very obvious that they knew exactly who the fuck I was. It's very obvious that they knew how to like navigate the conversation. And it was a really, really interesting conversation that took place. It was very cordial. Okay. It was very cordial, which I thought it was strange how cordial it was. Cause I've had run-ins with like cops in the past. I've had run-ins with feds in the past. Well, I guess the FBI was very cordial as well when I had,
yeah, because you look like you're white. Like, if you're white, like, yeah. But if you were black, they wouldn't be very cordial now, would they? Right? They'd think of you as a violent criminal, even though you would be exactly the fucking same.
Some talks with them in the past. But overall, I was not expecting CBP
Yeah.
agents to.
It's like the officer comes up to you, and they're like, put your hands behind your back. He's just like, officer, you're misunderstanding. You're mistaken. I'm white. And he's like, oh, okay. Go about your business. Look, I know that's a little bit hyperbolic, but feels like we're at that
be
point.
cordial. I will say that. Okay. Now, having said that, the entire process is supposed to be intimidating. So it's like suck my cordial or whatever. Okay. I think they were being cordial because they wanted me to say something that was incriminating and say something that was enough to justify further detention from that point on. And
I feel like the best thing you can do in that situation is just say, I need a lawyer. I'm not talking without a lawyer. Give me a lawyer or I'm just not saying shit. Like, I think, unironically, that's the best thing you can do.
let me tell you, they certainly did do that. So he knew exactly who
Because, like, anything that you say can be used against you in a court of law. And they might not even disclose that with you if they're extremely corrupt, which a lot of them are.
the guy was.
So-
But he was
There's no reason to assume that they would tell you that.
basically
But you don't have to tell them shit without a lawyer.
like broaching the conversation in a way where it was like free flowing, where in the process of discovery, he was adding on additional talking points.
Hasan, just don't give this as advice. Just advise people to get a lawyer in that situation. That, like, yeah, start filming everything in that. Yeah.
He always made it seem as though
That too.
he was asking certain things that after discovering in the process of that conversation, he would ask additional questions. So, he's like, oh, what are you doing in Chicago? And I was very revealing. I was like, well, I was in France because I want to take my family out for Mother's Day to France, but I had to come back early from France, even though today is technically Mother's Day, because I have a speaking engagement at University of Chicago. And he was like, oh, what kind of speaking engagement? It's like, I don't know, some like journalism school stuff. And he's like, oh, well, since you mentioned that, he kept saying, oh, well, since you mentioned that, what do you do as a job? And I was like, I'm a Twitch streamer. And he's like, well, since you mentioned that you were a Twitch streamer, what kind of things do you stream about? And at first I was like, do I just tell him I play video games? Because I don't think this motherfucker's going to believe me if I say I just play video games to him, right? So I was just like, yeah, I play video games, but I also do current events sometimes, drama, internet. And he's like, oh, do you talk about
Wait, he's a drama swap tuber. Oh no, dude. He's become one of us.
since you mentioned that, you talk about the things that you talk about. Do you talk about the news? And I was like, yeah, I talk about the news. And he kept saying, okay, so when you talk about the news, do you talk about the war? And I was like, what do you mean by that? He's like, do you talk about Trump? And that was the first time where I was like, what the is this question? Like, I literally straight up told him, I was like, why are you asking me this? Like, I was like, what does this have to do with anything? And it was interesting because the dude asked so many insane questions, none of which is illegal, by the way. I just need you to understand. Nothing I've done online is illegal as of now, if that
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's like an intimidation tactic or if they're trying to, like, I don't know, ask questions in order to lead him to accidentally say something that could be used to incriminate him or whatever.
makes sense. Now, laws may change in the future, and
Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, I don't know where the fuck that cop was going with it.
they might actually
But, like, definitely sketch as
start
fuck.
prosecuting speech, which I do.
Trump is gonna start deporting citizens for quote-unquote treason. I don't know if that's, like, you, like, making fun of Trump or if that's something that he's actually going to do. But, like, the fact that I can't tell is actually scary.
Here is the goal of this administration. But so far, everything I've done is fully protected under the First Amendment. Okay. And none
But the thing is people like Trump and his supporters don't care about the First Amendment. They don't give a fuck about the Constitution. They constantly are in favor of breaking the Constitution and going against
of
it.
these questions are actually
Like, Trump is the most excited about violating the Constitution. He does it as much as possible, really.
valid questions to ask. But I was entertaining it because, one, I didn't want to present it as being difficult because I didn't want to extend the tension. And two, I actually wanted to see how far I could take it. Maybe it was up of me to do that. Maybe it was not appropriate for me to do that, to play fast and loose with a person that has complete control over my life in that very
Yeah, like, I think that the best thing to do would just be like, I'm not talking to you. I need a lawyer.
moment. But I wanted to see like what they were trying to take from this conversation. So, instead of just pleading the fifth, as I'm supposed to do in situations like this,
Okay, he acknowledges that that's the best thing to do objectively. All right, I have no issue
I
then.
just kept giving him answers. And there were definitely areas where I was very revealing about my position, knowing
You were very revealing. What were you wearing, Hasan? What were you wearing that was so revealing, Would you like, is there something you'd like to show us?
full well that they know exactly what they're looking for. I saw no
Oh, I know exactly what I'm looking for, Hasan.
reason to hold back on certain things. So I said, I don't like Trump. I was like, what are you going to do? It's protected by the First Amendment. I don't like Trump. Yes, right? Like, I was like, I'm not fond of him. I don't like him. He said he was going to end the wars. He hasn't ended the war.
He was in the maid outfit. Oh, I'm thinking more revealing than... Sorry.
What is up with that?
Dude, what am I doing?
You know? And the guy actually was very sympathetic. The agent was very sympathetic. And I don't know if it was like a JCS style interrogation technique to come across as sympathetic to like invoke some kind of positive feelings out of me in an effort to like get me to reveal something maybe that'll trip me.
Dude, maybe the ICE agent was just like autistic. Like maybe they were just genuinely curious and they were really autistic. Like that's an actual possibility. Like, I mean, I'm talking about how, like, yeah, it's probably malicious, but, like, there's, like, a small chance that, like, no, they're just autistic. They just don't read social cues. They just want to know. They're just curious. They just want to have a conversation.
Me up, or because he just genuinely was sympathetic and he had the vibes of someone who was like, I don't know why I'm doing this, right? But he was like, listen, I'm Iraqi, so I know. And let me tell you, I do think that him being Iraqi played a big role in this, because if he wasn't, there was a lot of Redditor-ass white boys that are at Customs and Border Patrol at O'Hare Airport. I saw them walk by. There was a dude who looked like he was like 25 max, but he was balding. And I knew immediately if that was my agent, I'm screwed. I'm going to CCOT. This dude is going to literally cook me. So I got a little lucky. All right. I will admit. So basically, I think the reason why they sent the Iraqi CBP agent is because they bracket you into different categories. For me, they wanted to conduct an investigation about my involvement with Hamas and my involvement with the Houthis, or they
let's go,
my involvement
dude.
with Hezbollah. Straight up.
Dude, he's the CEO of Hamas and the Houthis. Look, I think it's fair to say, like, he has a shit take on this. Or he's too sympathetic to terrorism. Or whatever the fuck. Right? And that's reasonable. But, like, come on.
That's literally what...
Like, he's not a Houthi or a Hamas. Like, he's not in Hamas. He doesn't work for Hamas. Like, come on.
This conversation was about. And it's not even a joke. Like, they literally tried to get something out of me that I think they could use to basically detain me permanently, which is insane because there is no direct connection or...
That's actually horrifying to think about.
Direct involvement. So we're talking. You know, I'm telling him like, oh, I'm Chicago. I'm going to be speaking there for the journalism school. I told him like, you know, I don't like Donald Trump. And I was like, so why are you guys doing this? And he's like, oh, it's just like routine. It's a routine process. I was like, it doesn't feel too routine.
Dude, it's the routine process of violating people's rights. Isn't that just so awesome?
And
dude, it's our routine to violate your constitutional rights. Don't you know? Fuck the Constitution,
basically,
right?
My big fear from the entire situation was like, if they were to ask for my phone, not that there's anything incriminating in my phone, but I don't want the federal government inside of my phone beyond all of the times where they probably have been engaging in like warrantless surveillance on my phone or whatever.
Well, Vosh would never have to worry about it because he keeps his child pornography on his computer where his taxes are. I'm sorry. I had to make that joke. Come on.
Like, it's not your business. You know what I mean? It's none of your business. It's a goddamn free country. Like, there's privacy laws for this kind. So, for those of you who don't know, by the way, they can't actually...
The drawn child pornography, to be specific. It is drawn. Technically, it's not, like, actual CP. But it's drawn CP, okay? It's drawn CP, to be clear. Still bad. But, like, there is a difference.
Unlock your
I don't want to like accidentally like say something that's not true.
Phone, but if you have biometrics on your phone, they could technically use that and put the phone to your face and unlock it that way. So just so you know, they could technically do that. Okay, they could technically do that. But there's a trick. Either you get a burner phone when you're traveling internationally, or if you have your regular phone, you can just do a passcode.
Dude, getting a burner phone, like, dude, I'm gonna be so real, Hasan. This is like the most rich people fucking advice I've ever heard. Like, this is rich people advice. I'm sorry, you can't, like, not everyone can just get a new fucking phone. Like a oh yeah, dude, why don't you just get a throwaway phone? Hasan, most people aren't made of money like you. Most people can't live in a $5 million mansion. Bro, I'm gonna be real. This just sounds, this sounds like someone who's like, I don't know, a little bit more bougie than they'd like to let on and kind of disconnected from reality when he says that shit.
By either canceling biometrics, or if you forgot to cancel biometrics, like your Face ID, what you can do is click it 5 times.
That's crazy that they can open your phone. I would just say, do you have a warrant? Doesn't this violate wouldn't it be the 4th Amendment that it violates? Yeah. Like, you have no reason to search my shit. On my phone? What the fuck you think you're gonna find on there?
If you click...
You have no reason to go searching.
hold 5 times in a row, it will actually disable Face ID and it will force you to put your passcode in. And because there are laws against like the agents not being able to force you to put your passcode in, they can't actually access your phone like that. Now, there's different methods of how they can access your phone from what I
See, I wouldn't use Face ID in general. I just wouldn't want to.
understand. They can also put it on a computer and just like plug it into a machine, and the machine just basically takes all of the information on your phone. So it is what it is. I don't know if you can actually do that if your phone is on, but I was thinking about all these things. I had already unlocked the biometrics, like I disallowed biometrics, and it's a Faraday cage once you get into the detention center anyway, so you can't actually send any text messages once you're in there. There's no access to the internet. I'm sitting there and they're asking me about Trump. They're asking me about like Hamas, and he kept saying stuff like, do you like Hamas? Like,
Yeah, do you condemn Hamas? Do you condemn it? Do you think that terrorism is bad, Hasan? Do you condemn Hamas?
do you support Hamas? Do you think Hamas is a resistance group? Do you think Hamas is a terrorist group or a resistance group? Like, he just kept asking over and over again, right? And
yeah, but do you condemn Hamas? That's the real question.
I kept repeating the same statement over and over again. I kept saying a couple different things. One, in terms of like Israel and all the wars, I was like, I'm on the side of civilians. I want the endless bloodshed to end. I am a pacifist. I want
Yeah, but do you condemn Hamas?
wars to end. I just kept repeating that over and over again. Every single time he asked me a question, I just kept repeating that. And every single time he asked me a question, a leading question about Hamas, I kept saying, the United States State Department recognizes Hamas as a terrorist organization. The United States State Department recognizes Hamas as a...
Look, I think that the smarter thing to do would just be like, yeah, I condemn Hamas. Like, obviously he's like avoiding that. But like, come on, dude. Like, he's allowed to believe what he wants. All right, free
terrorist
speech.
organization. So
What happened to caring about free
he
speech?
just kept asking me over and over again, like Hamas, Houthis, all the...
Yeah, but do you condemn Hamas?
to be like, oh, do you support them? Do you like them? Like, what do you think about them? Which I
Would you have gay sex with them?
thought was
Would you go to a Hamas orgy?
insane, because the reality of the matter is, up until this very moment, if you were
Would you go to a Diddy party with other members of
to
Hamas?
say, as an American citizen, you stand 10 toes down with Hamas, or you stand 10 toes down with the Houthis, or whatever they can't deny you entry into the country for that. But
Would you fuck the one twink Houthi that you had on stream that one time? Like, how, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you want to rail him?
I don't know what the they're trying to do. So I was like, I'm not going to go beyond it. I'm not going to go beyond just like reiterating over and over again. The American government's position is that
Oh, the quote-unquote free speech conservatives never actually cared about free speech. They were just mad that people judged them for saying slurs. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, this has like very evidently been the case for a long time.
Hamas is a terrorist organization. But then he just kept asking me about the Houthis. He's like, well, do you agree with the terrorist designation for the Houthis? And I said, I'm of the Brookings Institute mindset that in 2020, when Donald Trump initially designated the Houthis as a terror organization, that was a major mistake. I talk about these issues from an academic context with humanitarian rights organizations and with academics and with journalists. As a matter of fact, this is completely protected under First Amendment laws. And therefore, you know, I don't understand what the reason why we're having this conversation is. And I kept saying that over
I just wouldn't have the conversation if I was Hasan.
and over again, at which point he just like kind of gave up. But what I thought was really interesting
See, it's easy to get them to give up by saying, I'd like a lawyer. I'd like to talk to my lawyer.
was, and I even followed it up with like, I said, I call balls and strikes, and I, you know, there are things that Trump has done that I actually agree
Same, I just stay silent. Yeah, like, I'm not risking shit.
with, and I'm
Like, look, it's gonna be tempting for me to, like, talk shit or whatever, but, like, you know, if it's a situation like that, it's like, no, I'm talking shit after.
not shy about saying those things, even though
The Riffichev's crazy, hell yeah.
initially he said he was going to end all these wars. He hasn't done so. I think these wars are unnecessary. They're costly, and a lot of civilians die in the process. I don't think it's
Yeah, but do you condemn Hamas? Mr. Hamas Piker, do you condemn them? Do you think that terrorism is good or bad?
appropriate. I think it's very inappropriate, and it must end, right? Like that's my position. But I do think that Trump did a good thing where he implemented a ceasefire with the Houthis. So when he does stuff like that, when I agree with him, I tell him what's what. When I agree with Trump in a decision, I'm open about it, right? So I explained that to him, and I just yapped away over and over and over again. And
I mean, to be fair, you are a professional yapper, so of course, how could you not? It's relatable. You know, I get it.
what I found to be particularly interesting was in the first half of the conversation, it was just like basically a fact-finding mission, right?
Nah, you just talk shit, but in a non-incriminating way. For example, quote, do you like Hamas? Quote, remind me, is that your mother's name?
Try to get me to say something.
Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. To be fair, like, I don't know, like, they're more likely to, whatever, like, violate laws just to fuck you, basically. Like, even that I wouldn't do. Not because it would give them not because it would give them a legal justification to do anything, it wouldn't. but because they would go out of their way to like, you know, potentially break the law just to fuck me over, right?
That I think would be of interest.
Like, what the fuck? Do they care about YouTube videos? Well, they don't like free speech. It's very evident.
The second part of the conversation, there were some real actionable items that he presented.
Yeah, he claims to be a socialist, but is a millionaire who lives in America, benefits from our capitalistic... Okay, well, look, here's the thing. I fucking hate, like, yes, socialism is when no house argument. Socialism is when no nice things. But yeah, I will think that, yeah, like, maybe he might have a little bit of a double standard, but not because he benefits from a capitalist economy, right? Like, you can, in fact, be a bourgeois revolutionary. Like, that's a thing, right? There's no contradiction there. At least not in of itself.
That, depending on how I answer those questions, like, I'm going.
Like, I think that, like, in terms of how Hasan would frame himself, he would most, like, I don't know. I think that the best way he could frame himself is as, like, a bourgeois revolutionary. I think that's the best thing he could do at this point.
To jail. Because the first off was just illegal for him to ask me those questions and completely...
I don't know. I feel like he kind of avoids the
idiotic and ridiculous. And I think they did it because they know who the fuck I am. And they wanted to put the fear of God into me. Not knowing that I'm a stubborn piece of and, you know, that's not going to work at all, right? The second half of the conversation was actually, like, because he left, went away for like 35 minutes.
I wish they violated laws to fuck me. Okay, you're just a bottom.
Came back, and then he asked, like, actionable items. But one thing that I will take note of that I thought was...
Socialism has nothing to do with being rich. It would just mean that he's taxed more to pay for healthcare and stuff? Well, okay, socialism isn't when more taxes, though, right? Like, it would necessitate that, at the very least, there's like a collective ownership of the means of production, right? Generally, that would be like the workers owning the means of production, right? It could also be like partially owned by consumers, right? You could like split it up, right? And that would be like a market socialist sort of economy, right? So
it's very interesting.
We all know that socialism is when the government does stuff. That's true.
Interesting was the fact
socialism is when no house and when the government does stuff.
That a lot of the that like the Ethan Kleins of the world have like cried about.
Dog, I'm sorry, but dude, it has nothing to do with the Ethan Klein. Shut the fuck up.
Over and over again, were unironically brought up in that conversation.
Oh, okay. All right. Never mind. I jumped the gun. I did not pre-watch this. My bad. All right. Sorry. I paused Andy'd. Never mind. Okay, I'm not gonna shit on him for that. And I thought he was just bringing it up out of nowhere. I thought he was gonna make a point about Ethan Klein, and I'm like, dude, shut up. But okay, he's not doing that.
I was shocked. Okay, not like the Bleach Sword, obviously, but like the Houthi. Like, did you interview a Houthi? It says here that you interviewed a Houthi, and I was like, or was he actually a Houthi? And I was like, he's not. You can look to all of the reporting that came out afterwards and before.
Wait, I thought he was.
Before I interviewed him, that he's not a Houthi, that he is.
Wait, fuck, was I wrong about that? Did I spread misinformation?
A regular Yemeni citizen. And I said, like, his name is Rashid al-Haddad. He is not even a Shia. And the dude, luckily, again, Iraqi, went, oh, yeah, that's right. That's a Sunni last name. Al-Haddad is a Sunni last name. So he must not have been a Houthi. And the very fact that...
Fuck. Okay, I think I might have fallen for misinformation. All right, fair enough. You know what? I'll give it to Hasan. All right?
That was, like, a point of contention that could have gotten me arrested is insane. And
Ethan is spreading that he was... Okay, so Ethan's just lying then. Dude, all right.
Genuinely, in that moment, was thinking, like, these...
I don't know which is true, TBH. Ethan was spreading that he was. I don't know. I'm inclined to believe Hasan here, weirdly enough. Because, like, he has, like, a logical justification for it, I think. I don't know. It doesn't... Maybe he's good at pulling shit out of his ass. I don't know.
Dumbass slop tubers are actually playing with fire.
Dude, dumbass slop tubers, that's me, chat. He's talking about me. I'm the dumbass slop tuber.
And I even thought about not even mentioning this because I was like, I don't want to give him any sort of like power over the situation. But like the reality of the matter is 100% the Trump administration is inadvertently working with a lot of these dip are playing a formative role in getting people in trouble with the law, okay? That is literally the case. It was shocking that that was the case, but it is the case. And it's actually very frustrating that it is the case, that this administration doesn't care. That's why they work with Beitar. That's why they work with all these other insane groups. The Barry Weisses of the world actually have motion in this goddamn admin. They're cheering this on over at eSub. Yeah, I know. They can suck my liberals, by the way. One of the largest progressive voices in the country getting detained by the Trump Gestapo. Like, what a wonderful progressive audience they have over there. Anyway, they're straight up fascist at this point. So my point is, it's crazy that like these were actual questions. Like they asked me about my Twitch bans, okay, and I talked about blowback. I talked about how, you know, I said America.
Yeah, the time that I don't know how many times he's been banned on Twitch, but the most recent one, I think it was like a day ban, so like whatever. But like the most recent one was literally like him making a point saying, okay, if we implement your standards about the death penalty, right? About Mr. Rick Scott, all right? If you're in favor of the death penalty and you think that these people should die, right? Because the crime that they committed, then surely because, you know, or no, I think it was somebody else, right? I think it was somebody else's standards, some other like Republican. He was like, okay, like if you're in favor of this, then like by your standards, Rick Scott should die, right? You'd be in favor of killing Rick Scott, right? Not that he wants to kill Rick Scott. The people just fucking lied about that. Like, I don't know, like that was like the first thing that I saw where I'm like, you know, actually, no, Hasan is being based. Like, I'm sorry. Like people were like, it was like commentary people too, were like saying that like, oh, dude, Hasan is like telling his audience to kill Rick Scott. Like, no, pay attention. Do a better job, right? I was like the only like commentary adjacent person being like, no, Hasan is fucking based here, right?
America deserved 9/11, and it was.
I'd say more, but then I'd be fed posting. Like I'd add on another point, one that I made on Twitter because my following there is small, but not one I'm gonna make on here.
Misconstrued. You know, I do have sometimes I use hyperbolic language, and it gets taken out of context or whatever. And
yeah, and like I can vouch for Hasan on this because I was actually paying attention to that situation. Like he got completely taken out of context there, right?
Agreed with the blowback sentiment in terms of like the 9/11 stuff. Yeah, they asked me about my
9/11 OC, yeah.
Twitch bans, chat. It's not even a joke. They asked me about Twitch bans. The other Twitch ban he asked me about was the last one that I got banned, and I explained to him like, this is, man,
you know, maybe Hasan is annoying, but like at least I don't know, he's not as bad as I
really
thought. I guess.
Too much, lawyer.
At least not here. I don't know.
Pretty upset at you, dude. What are you talking about? I know that under normal circumstances, I'm supposed to say, I want a lawyer. I don't want to talk to you. But nothing I'm doing is illegal. And I also wanted to see what would happen. Do you understand? I wanted to see what would happen. I wanted to actually see this experience, which is why
to be fair, he's rich. He can afford to do
immediately
that.
Lawyering up, I was like, no, I'm gonna entertain this. I'm gonna see what they actually are trying to get out of this. And I'm glad I did this because the reality of the matter is, one, I'm profoundly privileged. Okay, remember, I'm a public person.
Okay, yeah. All right, fair enough. He acknowledges this.
And also, I have enough money to be able to fight back against this sort of thing. And they know who the fuck I am. So obviously, the reason for why they're doing that is, I think, to try to create an environment of fear, to try to get people like myself, or at least like others that would be in my shoes that don't have that same level of security, to shut the fuck up. And for me, I'm going to use the privilege that I have in that moment to try and see what the fuck they're doing, okay? Because every single thing that they ask me, trying to get me to say something like, oh, I support Hamas or whatever, is literally not allowed. Like,
dude, clipped. Dude, it's just like somebody clips that. It's just him saying, I support Hamas. Just like full stop.
What the do you mean? Like, why is this denying me entry into the country of my birth? Like, this is my birthright. I'm an American citizen.
Yeah, but like, do you support Hamas?
You can't just stop me at the border and be like, what's your opinion on Donald Trump? You're not allowed to enter the nation. Like, that's...
Dude, Hasan, what's your opinion on cock and ball torture? Do you support cock and ball torture? These are very important questions for whether or not we are going to let you back in, all right? We need to know, do you like cock and ball torture? Do you enjoy it when a big, strong dominatrix uses the cock and ball torture device on you? Yeah, that's the real question.
That was the first half. Like I said, they asked about the Twitch bans. They asked about like the Rick Scott statement. And I was like, listen, you know, I laughed. I was like, I'm not calling for the assassination of a sitting senator. That'd be insane. But instead, I explained to him, like I was talking about the hypocrisy of the Republicans, blah, blah, blah. I explained away all that shit. And he was understanding. Then he went back and he came back. And the actionable items that came up afterwards was basically asking me about if I had ever been in contact with Hamas.
I love cock and ball torture. Me too.
If I'd ever been in contact with the Houthis, directly or indirectly. If I'd ever actually been in contact with Hezbollah. If I'd actually ever offered financial...
Did you ever contact the CEO of Hamas?
...support or logistics or any kind of support to Hamas, Hezbollah, or Houthis? They straight up asked me that. I laughed. I said, no, of course not. But yeah, that was, once again, these are questions that they're asking. But one thing that I thought was really interesting was in the actionable side of things, they also asked, have you ever interviewed a member of Hamas? Have you ever had a communication or correspondence with a member of Hamas, Hezbollah, or the Houthis? Now, what's really insane about that is that as someone who works in media, sometimes I do actually do journalism, right? As I've maintained this position over and over.
Dude, he's an on-the-ground journalist.
Again, and I said that I would.
I think. Maybe. I don't know. That's what he calls
given the
himself.
opportunity to talk to someone that is a part of the
To be fair, I think Dylan Burns is a better on-the-ground journalist. He's literally out there in Ukraine. But that's besides the point,
movement,
okay?
a Houthi, or even Hamas, or even Hezbollah, right? I think that I have the right to do so. So that is the part where they were like, if you answer yes to any of that, that's when, you know, there's like actually illegal stuff in there. Having said that, there is one part of it that wasn't illegal, which is being in communications or being in contact with someone in Hamas. Like, that is a part of journalism you actually can do. It's ridiculous. Like,
It's almost like right-wingers are anti-free speech.
you can interview ISIS. Like, what are we talking about? The notion that this would be an issue for the Customs and Border Patrol is ridiculous, okay? I mean, Donald Trump is in contact with Hamas. He had a envoy directly talk to
Dude, Trump obviously supports Hamas. Detain him. Detain him immediately. All right? He's been talking to Hamas. Don't you know? He's a terrorist. He's a terrorist. Detain him now.
Hamas a couple months prior. He's in
Oh, wait, the law doesn't apply to people like Trump because they're in power. So even if that was the law, it wouldn't fucking matter. We already know that, you know, despite the fact that he's literally a sex offender, he's not even gonna end up on a registry. Because the law protects people like Trump.
direct contact with the
I mean, the fact that Hasan was targeted despite being rich is fucking crazy. Like, that's not what I was expecting. I thought that they would only target poor people. I thought that it would be, you know, more classes than anything else. I didn't think that they would target somebody for their political beliefs. I think that's fucking crazy.
Houthis. Like, what are you talking about? And so is Dropsite. Like, the idea that this will deny you entry into the country is like, what are we talking about? What do you mean? Like, what kind of insane double standard is there? Right? So that part was frustrating.
Hasn't Trump committed treason? Yes.
And the interview interrogation, whatever you want to call it, that basically ended with me asking, like, so what is the purpose of this? Like, am I being detained? And because I was like, you know that I'm going to talk about this. I was like, a lot of people have talked about this, like, detainment structure. And he was like, yeah, people really exaggerate how these things go. And I was like, well, it is not a great situation to be in, you know? Like, what do you mean? And yeah, he was like, yeah, there's been a lot of reporting on, you know, the conditions in situations like this in detainment, but you're not technically detained. I was like, so I can leave? Like, I asked him, like, I was like, am I detained? And he's like, no. And I was like, all right, so what's the purpose of this entire situation? I could just walk out right now. And basically, when I said that, the interview ended. So I don't know if that was something that I should have said from the start. Am I being detained? You know, what's...
You know what? Fair point. If you're being detained, the first question you should ask is am I being detained?
the deal here? That's your Fourth Amendment right? No, you don't have... Okay, chatters, I need you to understand something. So after I said, am I being detained or whatever, he was like, no, well, you know, he didn't like abruptly end it. He kept asking some questions, but it pretty much ended after that. And I don't know if that's like I got lucky there, because when I asked, like, am I free to go, that kind of stopped the process a little bit. And I don't know if that's the reason why I didn't have them look through my phone, but I wasn't planning on letting them look through my phone anyway. That was my point. Like, there was a line where I was going to say, I'm done with this. Either arrest me or, you know, let me go. I don't know what's happening here. I got the...
Yeah, fair. All right, anyways. I think that, yeah. I feel like that sort of... I think we've made our point. Man, the world is weird and scared me. Like, it's hard to find a chill channel like this, yeah. Dude, we died in the algorithm because we were watching Hasan. Dude, he just doesn't do well in these shorts algorithm. I barely watch Hasan. I don't find him particularly compelling or entertaining by any means. But, you know, I don't know. I feel like this makes me a little bit more sympathetic to him. Alright? Maybe I'm softening up a little bit. You know? I don't have, like, a super positive opinion of him, but, like, I don't know. Guess he's not as bad as I thought. Can I get an invite to the Cord? Let me check your channel history. Channel activity. I don't see anything else. I only see these two messages. So, yeah, probably not yet. If you're, like, active, though, then I will. Gok Cord? Hell yeah. Can I follow the Twitter? Just search trans lyrics and it'll show up. Gok cord. Oh my god. I support cognitive behavioral therapy. So real. You know, the thing that CBT stands for. Anyways. I might upload the Hasan segment on, like, the Dramios channel, I guess. I don't know. I could see that being, like, a second channel video. Maybe. I don't know. I need to upload videos more, you know. Expand my outreach. What can I say? I support femboys, as you should. As you should. Femboys are based. You know? Yeah, we've been streaming for a while now. We've been streaming for a while. Anyways, look, I don't support any political streamers. I think that all of them are bad and suck for the most part, except for a few. You know? I only support myself. But, I don't know. I think the whole Vosh situation made me just hate political streamers. In general. Maybe. Maybe that's unfair. But it's like, Vosh, Destiny... But Destiny is worse than Vosh. Destiny is like the worst one. I think at one point I thought Hamas was the worst of the three, but now he's like... the least problematic out of the three of them. I don't know. I used to think he was the worst of the three because he was like annoying to me or whatever. And like now it's like, oh shit, like he's like the most normal of the three. Like he's the least bad. Like, you know, he's like the one that isn't into lolicon or sending women's nudes without their consent to other people. You know? He's like the one that isn't a sex pest. I don't know. Trans girls and femboys, and I'm not even alright, yeah. Anyways. I think that I've streamed long enough today. I'm gonna hop off. Do a Discord VC maybe, and then go to bed. I'm eepy sleepy. I DM'd you on Discord? I'm fucking tired. Night night.